You're not perfect. Wait, that's a bit harsh. Let me rephrase. Nobody's perfect, including you and me. Actually, it's impossible to be perfect, but maybe that's not so much of a bad thing. Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines perfect as being entirely without fault or defect. While that sounds great in theory, I don't think I know a single person in this world that I can't list one flaw of, let alone multiple flaws. Actually, if I think about it, I can't think of a single thing in this world that is perfect by that definition. Imagine you're back in school. You have your first exam, you get 100%. That's such a good feeling. Now imagine every single exam you take, you're getting 100%. No matter what you do, no matter how much you study, you're getting 100%. Would you really be happy then? Like, yeah, it's nice seeing that score on a piece of paper, but don't you think that you're not learning at a certain point? Don't you think that, why am I here if all I'm gonna do is get 100%? That is truly the paradox of perfection. Once you obtain it, what's the purpose in trying? If you were truly perfect, you'd have no room left to grow, no room left to improve, no room left to learn. Doesn't that sound terrible to you? Yeah, you achieve perfection, but at the cost of losing your purpose in life. I don't want to wake up every day knowing that there's nothing out there for me. While it sounds counterintuitive, I want to have flaws that I can work on. Because that means that every day I can wake up knowing that there's something out there that I can do to make myself a better person. It gives me a purpose in life. At least more purpose than being perfect. Now let's talk about the perfect person. The one who never makes mistakes, always looks flawless, and seems to have it all. Yeah, we might look up to these people, but we honestly feel so disconnected from them. Our lives are so different that we honestly feel intimidated. We feel like, how are we even spoken in the same sentence? At a certain point, this type of perfection is almost untrustworthy. We're so used to people having flaws and imperfections that when someone presents themselves as perfect, we feel like there's something fishy going on. Maybe they're hiding something from us, or they made a pact with the devil. Either way, we know something is wrong. This type of perfection can build walls between these people and those around them. We tend to be drawn to people who are real, people who have flaws, because we can relate to these flaws. Most likely, we're going through the same things in our lives that they are. And by knowing that other people are struggling with the same things that we are, they make us feel like we're not alone. And as a human, we hate being alone. So maybe the goal isn't to be perfect. Maybe it's to be authentic, relatable, and open to growth. Because at the end of the day, our imperfections are what make us human. And it makes life interesting. So now that we have established that perfection is impossible to achieve, it still doesn't stop us from trying. But the tricky thing about perfection is that it's a moving target. No matter how close you get, it always feels like it's just out of reach. Let's say you start running. You look at the time, it says 10-minute mile. Is that perfect? Nope, far from it. Now, give it a couple weeks, you're running a 9-minute mile. Is that perfect? Nope, better, but still not perfect. Maybe you're eventually running a 5-minute mile, maybe 4-minute mile, which is, by the way, world record pace. Do you think it'd be perfect then? Well, I can't tell you from personal experience. I've never ran that fast, but I'm sure you can find one flaw that you made during your run. If you get caught up in these mistakes, you'll never appreciate the amount of progress that you've made and the growth that you have. Like, imagine going back to your 10-minute mile self and telling them that one day you're running the same amount of distance in half the time. Yeah, maybe you haven't achieved perfection, but you have made a ton of progress. So why don't you slow down, no pun intended, and appreciate what you've done so far. Chasing this constant cycle of perfection will keep you exhausted, frustrated, and always wanting more. I want to talk about my own struggle with perfection. I graduated high school with a 4.0 GPA, got a 36 on my ACT, even graduated college with a 4.0. I don't really mean this with intention to brag, and I know that academic perfection doesn't mean being perfect in life. But sometimes I look back and I wonder, how many things did I miss out on trying to chase this perfect grade? Like, I don't regret what I did, but I just wonder how my life would have been different, maybe more fulfilling, if I had different priorities in life. Perfection sounds ideal, but by pursuing it, it prevents us from truly living and connecting with those around us. So consider this. Let's aim to be better every day, not perfect. Because with this shift in perspective, we can still set lofty aspirations and go about our day trying to achieve these goals. But we can still recognize the progress that we've made and be happy that we've made this progress. Imperfections make us human, and by not pursuing perfection, we can remain sane. If you enjoyed this video, check out this video I made last week talking about why we compare ourselves to others and how it's negatively affecting our lives.